Heavy Metal Magazine, August of 1982. Hey, today we are going to look at Heavy Metal Magazine, the August of 1982 issue. This is special in several regards. This is the first time that we see Berni Wrightson's Freak Show. Now, it was written by Bruce Jones, drawn by Berni Wrightson, colored by Michelle Wrightson. This is the kickoff story inside of this issue. Love this Workington cover. You're all crazy! Full page ad here for Underground Comics. Tales from the Leather Nun right there. Of course, rip-off Dr. Atomic. XYZ Weirdo Comics. Snoid. Those are Snoid Comics. Oh, yes. And my favorite right here, of course, the Fantasy Comics package. Artists like Richard Corben and Jack Katz do their thing in the unrestrained medium. Wow. 5 titles for $6.25. I mean, you got Fantagore, of course, Corben, Fever Dreams, Corben, and, of course, Jack Katz with the First Kingdom Science Fiction Book Club. I was a member back in the day. Oh yes, late 70s, early 80s. This is the time, folks. August 1982. You got Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Awesome. Totally awesome. And boy, what an issue. A cornucopia of artists and writers in this. Of course, as I was saying, you've got Freak Show, Bruce Jones and Berni Wrightson. Enki Bilal, art in here. Milo Manara. Jean-Pierre Dionnet and Enki Bilal. Yeah, classics from the Intergalactica Museum, Michael Gross. The Final Tap, a hilarious one-pager by Kaza. The story of the flaxen-haired princess, the beautiful doe, and the big old kitty cat by Nicole Claveloux. The Bugle, Bill Plimpton. Dan Stefan, C-Spot Run. Den 2 by Richard Corben, page 73. I'm Age by Jeff Jones. Jodorowsky and Moebius, the Incal Light continues in this issue. Zora, fantastic art by Fernando Fernandez on page 82. Stunning full color Irigal by Druillet. Rock Opera by Kierkegaard. The Bus by Paul Kirshner. Special issue of Lovecraftiana, the magazine of Eldritch Horror. This is the Halloween issue with cover art and interior art by yours truly. I have the link in the description. Here's what they got more into, and I'm glad they did. As you may recall, in the earlier issues of Heavy Metal, they didn't do a lot of this stuff. They started adding more and more, where you'd have articles about related cultural things such as music, movies, books, comic books, and so forth. By this time in 1982, they were all over it. Here's a great article on soundtracks from movies, ear movies. Here's the thing on movies at the time. I mean, check this out. Poltergeist, Megaforce, Tron, The Wall, Pink Floyd, of course, John Carpenter's The Thing, E.T., and it was right around this time, of course, Blade Runner. Little article on Destroyer Duck. I don't know why they call it Cheap Shrills, though. With the exception, possibly, of Megaforce, all of these other films were pretty big budget. Poltergeist, Tron, The Wall, The Thing, which was, I believe, had a $12 million budget. Now, back in 1981, when it was shot, $12 million was a freaking good budget. Interview with Brian Aldiss. Now, an interesting thing about this interview, of course, they mentioned some of his books and so forth, and if he's talking about various books, he does not mention The Saliva Tree. The Saliva Tree, folks, is one of Brian Aldiss's most incredible works. Kind of science fiction horror. Blade Runner right here, the official souvenir magazine. Unmistakable. You see it and you know who it is right off the bat. Of course, folks, it's Berni Wrightson and Freak Show. Just great stuff. Written by Bruce Jones, illustrated by Berni Wrightson, colored by Michelle Wrightson. Beautiful splash here. And so Freak Show continues until I believe, January of 1983. So it's like 6 issues of Freak Show, just to give you an idea. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at this one. That is so great. It's like looking in the blade. The Voyage of Those Forgotten. Enki Bilal art. You may recall Enki Bilal from Metal Hurlant, of course, Exterminator 17. He made a great film, 2004, Immortal. Immortal is truly a fine Metal Hurlant heavy metal movie. Guys may be familiar with Manara. He just kind of a master, another master of the human form, and of course he just loved the naked females, the ape. Manara art, black and white. You can see he just has a thing with the female form and faces. Oh yes. Amusing Stories. A little takeoff on Amazing Stories, of course, with the title. A Day in the Log of the City of Alger by Dionne and Bilal. Bilal again. Love the way these are done. His spaceships are fantastic. His creatures are great. Right smack in the middle of a Cold War. Illustrated by Flock. It's a little Captain America comics reference right there. Pretty great. Now here's classics from the Intergalactica Museum. This is all apparently Michael Gross art. Classic takeoff on Van Gogh. Keck! I don't seem to recall Thanksgiving being this good. The Final Tap by Kaz. I'm covering the bottom panel here. This guy is sleeping. He's woken up. Tock, 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 tock. What's that? Oh, those damn nosy neighbors. Good God. They must be crazy. Don't they realize what time it is? My broom. Where's my broom? Oh, here it is. He's dead. He's in a coffin, and they're nailing the coffin shut. Nicole Claveloux. The Story of the Flaxen-Haired Princess, the Beautiful Doe, and the Big Old Kitty Cat. She goes with a 2-color. Some of the stuff works really well. If you look at that, that is just right there, man. Wow. That is just fantastic. I just love her. This one is beautiful, man. She really did, consistently great work in heavy metal and Metal Hurlant. Here comes the kitty cats in the forest. Just great stuff. And here we have Bill Plimpton, The Bugle. I believe it's just a 2-pager. Yes, it is. But if you're not familiar with Bill Plimpton's work, check out. You could go to a video channel like BitChute or YouTube or Rumble. And I am sure you will find some of his animated stuff on there. It's really good. Suburban Love Story, Gary Capel, or Jerry Capel. See Spot Run by Dan Stefan. I just love artists when they're doing black and white and they use zip tone. And he really, really uses zip tone well. He uses a lot of it too. The gradient zip tone in one panel works very well. And he's just using of course, more fine dots background. And he's got these huge ass zip tone for the guy's pants. Works beautifully. Looks great. Subscribe to National Lampoon. Letters to the editor. The chainmail page. They are using a really cool Moebius piece here. That is Lovecraft writing his letters. And of course his tail is sticking out from under the table. Den 2. Of course, by this time it is the 2nd volume of Den. Still loving those colors. Just great stuff there. This is Jeffrey Jones. Fantastic pen and ink. The Incal Light began in heavy metal February of 1982. We are already well into the story. This is Jodorowsky and Moebius doing the art. Fernando Fernandez, just top-notch artist. folks. Check that out. Zora. So he mixes the media around, and I love this. Then he mixes it up here, changes it up again. Irregel. Philippe Druillet. They roared, vomited, torrents of titanic firebrands, stars woven of thunder, falls. Feast your Vulcan squinties on this. This is the top of a 2-page spread. The bottom of the 2-pager. Incredible. And followed by yet another 2-pager by Druillet. To be continued. Heavy metal collector's items, of course. Paul Kirchner, the bus. So this guy is standing in front of a toy shop. He's always got the guy in the trench coat with the glasses. He's standing in front of this toy shop, and there's like a model town in the window. So he's looking at the town, and he looks closely at Tiny Town. This guy's standing in front of a store. And it's the guy standing in front of the toy shop, and it's him. And then he turns around, and of course there's a gigantic him looking at him. Back page, of course, advertising the heavy metal subscriptions. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Heavy Metal Magazine, August of 1982, featuring Berni Wrightson's Freak Show, and I will talk to you soon.